We've got an incredible matchup here in the lineup. We're switching to men. This is the Hurley Pro. 3 of the world's best surfers all happen to be from Brazil and all in this heat. Heat 1, round 4, Miguel Pupo, Italo Ferreira, Filipe Toledo in the lineup. Ross, nearly impossible to call the winner. You'd have to maybe give the edge to Filipe, but we're gonna see how this thing comes out. 30 minutes on the board. We're gonna start with Miguel Pupo.
Well, AKA Miggy, Miggy, very quick little swiveling backhand attack. I love the way this guy surfs. He's being known, really creating that name as one of the most stylish cats on tour.
As you can hear on the beach, anytime one of these guys even looks at a wave, the crowd starts to go wild. So Miguel Pupo, he's going to stay busy, up and out. Priority now established, at least for Miguel. He is in 3rd priority. Man, get this guy on a roll and watch out. His backhand going vertical. 12 o'clock boy from the beginning. Straight up and down. 2 big backside snaps, but pulls out that wave. Not giving him anything else. Ross, we got high tide. What does that mean for the air game?
Here we go. Let's have a look.
Well, if anyone's going to answer that question, it's Filipe Toledo. Up with a nice little tail sliding top turn. Love the coil that Filipe Toledo gets as he goes up into his turns. And right there, looking like a little bit of indecision going up into the lip. You really have to know exactly the turn you're going to do as you come through that bottom turn. You see, well, this is going to be a good wave if Italo can keep things together. Powerful backsider right now, laying into a couple good turns. Starts it off with 2 big, powerful hacks. So quick on his backhand. Goes up, pushes a little too hard. You could just see every turn was getting more and more amplified. A little oversight through that last turn. Ferreira goes down.
That had 9 written all over it. And what separates Italo from Miguel and Filipe is his power. Just take a look at his trunk. This guy swivels, but he just completely displaces the top half of the wave every time he rips into that hack. A little bit of fin release right there. Maybe you could say he arrived to that last section a touch early, so it was kind of a funky tail slide. If he could have that one over, he would have waited 1 more second.
So a little bit of a paddle battle here, and it's going to be Toledo get the nod on this little inside runner. This thing's got some speed to it. Toledo cranks a nice top turn, straight back into that power source. Steep foam climb. I love that, obviously, these 3 guys, they're friends on land, but the fact that they've all gone out there and really just started off in attack mode, pretty cool.
And we have a clean swipe of mistakes. No one's really taken a hold of this heat, and that's not the norm. These 3 guys, competitively so savvy. You see Filipe whipping into that carve. Again, that board looks so speedy and fast and magical. It looks like it's not hindering him at all. He's doing whatever he wants.
And then just picking a line on the wave with the extra high tide, it comes off the rocks and kind of refracts into your wave. So you're dealing with a little bit of backwash, and so all these little things sort of add up. And so I'm really happy to move through in that one and get some higher scores in the heat. Tighten up your own performance, and yeah, I still want to get a little more out. Like, we've got some stuff in my head that I really want to express on the wave, so I'll just keep trying to get that opportunity. And yeah, I can't wait for my, I think I'll be the last heat of the day again, so hopefully I can flare up then.
With 20 minutes and 50 seconds to go, looks like we're gonna have a look from Italo Ferreira trying to react after her initial bit of a mistake. Goes to the air, almost comes down with his surfboard in a very uncomfortable place.
And these boards are glassed extra light, so you know he's going to have a massive pressure ding on that nose of the surfboard.
And you know, they really kind of need to settle down into this thing and let it just happen. Right here, looks like Italo Ferreira on the backside. Let's see what he's got down the line. He's looking for something huge. He's got a lot of speed, huge floater right there. Coming around, another big float. Wow, looking good from the back. Slams the big full cut right back into it. This guy is on fire. Big slash right there. He's not going to give up, is he? All the way through to the inside. Beautiful surfing behind him. Oh, Filipe Toledo goes mad. Did he make it? Oh my goodness. Come on. We love it. Here we go. Settling in. Brazilian Storm.
Well, the frenemy session is going off right now. These three guys, very tight, friendly group on land, but since they've hit the water, this has probably been one of the most aggressive heats that we've seen of this entire event. Of course, you heard the cheers go up on the beach. That's not just from the Brazilian contingents. The whole beach went wild for this wave of Filipe Toledo.
Filipe Toledo, rudder fill. What's he gonna do? You can see there's that mid-face pump. Full rotation, Chris, with ease. So now, if we're gonna try and split hairs here, one maneuver on the long wall of lowers, maybe that's gonna keep the score in check. We just saw polar opposite kind of surfing there from Miguel Pupo. He did 100 turns all the way through, or sorry, from Italo. So the judges, wow, I wish you luck. I mean, that is two complete different rides.
Yeah, decode this, Ross. This is a real tough one to decipher.
A quick wave though, Chris. See how he just has to keep that momentum down the line. A lot of floating maneuvers. That's not real big score potential right there. Clean wrap. Now he starts to apply a little more pressure to that tail block. That's that power base we're talking about from Italo. So I'm feeling like just a mid-range score here. Nice little, exciting little air rotator there at the end.
You can almost negate the first half of that wave, though. Judges watching floaters, that doesn't get their attention.
I love watching Felipe's back foot. You can see how he kind of adjusts it, moves it around. He waits for that trigger right before he gets that last punt right into the air. So Filipe, you know, I love the fact that he's looking really aggressive.
Yeah, anytime Filipe starts his heat with a big air like that, you can just see the wind-up begin, and it's started. And there's a look of determination on his face, and wow, now Miguel Pupo is getting fired up. So nothing like a group of friends to really set the stage here. These three guys right now are absolutely going blow for blow.
So Miguel Pupo, again, smooth surfer, but very crisp, and he does apply a lot of precise power. As soon as he hits that magic button right on top, he releases that tail. So it's very crisp, and he throws a lot of spray as a result. That was really precise surfing there. And here we go. Gunslinger Filipe, just right where he left off. Look at the size of this wave. Just a tiny little one on the inside, but he doesn't care. Again, this is what quad espresso surfing looks like from Filipe. He is in complete froth mode, and he just manufactured a score out of a little wave.
I mean, you talk hunger. These three guys, all three of them, you know, they had humble beginnings. Coming from Brazil, you know, they didn't grow up with a silver spoon in their mouth. That's one thing we know for sure about all three of these guys.
Well, and I think it's a smart move for him to have home base here in California. His main sponsor, Hurley, that's where they're from. You know, they're based out of here. So, you know, it's a great career decision, and the waves are good here. And it's also central for the World Tour. There's so many amazing veterans on tour, but, you know, we don't know how much longer they're going to be on tour, but we're in safe hands. And look at Filipe. He can't even buy a beer yet in America.
Miguel Pupo, nice opening pair of maneuvers. Another quick snap. So Miggy Pop looking loose and fired up. I love to see Miguel Pupo so hyped. Watch out, Toledo. Oh, that would have been crazy.
Chris, you know, the judges have been deliberating for a solid 3 or 4, maybe even close to 5 minutes now to get those first scores in, and there it is. Filipe, one maneuver,
9.2.
So Miguel, again, total different styles of surfing out here on display. Both amazing, smooth power wraps. I mean, this is kind of your modern day Rob Machado. He's not going to overpower the wave, but it's just real precise, great surfing there from Miguel. You can see he is fired up, but no one's going to argue against the pure firepower of Filipe in the air. 9.2 with one maneuver. You know, that's pretty crazy to deal with.
Yeah, this so far, I mean, we're just over halfway through. So far, this has been my favorite heat of this entire event to watch. These three guys, wow. We have three surfers in the lineup right now who are putting on a show. The fans on the beach are going nuts. Pretty sure I can hear a lot of you at home jumping up and down wherever you're watching. This is the Hurley Pro. Toledo, Pupo, Ferreira going blow for blow in perfect lowers. And here's Miguel Pupo currently in second place. Silky smooth backhand attack. Ross Williams likened him to a modern day Rob Machado. And I'm seeing that super stylish regular footer just flawlessly executing these big backside whips. He's going to have to put something together to get the judges' attention. He does have a big score, an 8.27, as low as a 4. So we'll see what the judges think of that last wave. Meanwhile, during the break, Italo Ferreira got a wave as well. We knew this was going to be an incredible showdown.
Italo, nickname among some of his Brazilian friends as the Fridge. He is just a stocky unit who will displace easily the most water in this heat. A lot of power, and that's 3 really clean moves. You know, I agree with him. He has a reason to be stoked on that effort right there. So he's going to join the party right when he was kind of falling behind.
And live action here, Filipe Toledo laying into some big turns. I love how well-rounded Filipe Toledo has become. When he first kind of burst onto the scene, it was all about that frontside air. You know, it was just that was it.
He's starting to pull away.
Well, hopefully this guy's not getting electrocuted out there. There's so much electricity running through the water right now. Strider Wasilewski has some insight as to what is transpiring.
Oh man, the body language of the other guys in this heat with Miguel Pupo, you saw him, I don't know if you got him on camera right there, I just saw him splashing water back towards the beach. Italo Ferreira, you know, he's on fire, but these guys are pretty much kind of like, whoa, really? They watch you know, you get Filipe Toledo catches a wave, does one huge air and gets a 9. These guys are going, what do I have to do to get back in this? Possibly match something that Toledo can do, but technically he's so good, he's so fast, and in waves this size, he's almost unbeatable out here.
So Strider, am I detecting some irritation? You know, I know these surfers, sometimes they trip out when they hear those scores, or are they just going to get fired up from that 9?
And get, you know, into that mindset of like, okay, let's do this again after they, you know, hear the score and get back out there. But you just never know. I mean, Phil's having a ball out here. Look at this kid. He's taking off on anything, blasting power cars like that into the bowl. This guy's on point, tail whips, air rotation, just one after the other, right? You know, the rhythm and the flow of this kid right now. Are you kidding me? That's some winning form right there. That's some podium stuff.
Yeah, we're scared up here. I mean, watching this right now, Filipe Toledo is just, you know, we knew how good he was looking in the earlier rounds, but right now he's already kind of upped it a notch. So we'll see if one of these guys can back it up and get back in this heat. Italo Ferreira's last wave, a 7.83. He's going to stick to the power. What I love about this kid, he's got all the power, but watch out. If he gets a ramp, he's right up there with the best aerialists on the World Championship Tour right now. AC mixing it up, throwing the fins. Powerful backside reverse. Safe to say, Ross, Italo Ferreira is fired up.
He just squeezed every ounce of blood out of that thing.
But don't look now. Miguel back into this, so the first error, unforced, we've seen of this matchup. So Miguel Pupo might be the guy kind of receiving the mind warp right now that is Filipe Toledo.
Well, at the 5.5-minute mark here, the judges a little bit sluggish in his heat so far. They still haven't dropped the score for his last wave where he had 2 heavy carbs. This was a small wave. He had last priority, and look at, he just manufactured another big score. This is beyond excellent surfing. I mean, the only thing you can pick apart here is the waves kind of on the small side. I love that really flagrant power hack into the tail whip, and then he finishes this thing on the rocks. So I think he's going to, again, get rid of that 6.9 for sure on one of those waves. We're still waiting for 2 scores from the judges. Italo, this wave right here, Chris, really nice, stood up nice and tall for him. And, you know, not only is he a powerful guy, but he's super fast. I mean, that was a really quick, weird section, and he matched it with speed. And you can see Italo trying to get creative here, mix it up a little bit, and he goes for a little disco spin on the inside.
But, you know, when they come back to the beach, I'm sure they're going to kind of look at each other and go, are you serious? These are 3 young kids that, you know, grew up probably watching the World Championship Tour, just dreaming one day, oh my gosh, how cool would it be? I'd love to be there. And they set that goal. They're all living the dream right there. I mean, you did the same thing, Ross. You came up on tour and you're with all your best friends.
Competing, passion, and support. They really know how to draw that line, and they just take it for what it is. This is a contest. You go out there and you tear me apart, and I'm going to do the same to you. And then when they come in, they're going to watch each other's heat. So they have this great balance, Chris, of support and really, you know, respecting competition. So there you go. You can see Italo in the black jersey, looking at a left-hander. Watch him boost.
Ooh, I like this. Goofy footers. Look out. Goes for the front side air. somehow floating from the top of the lip all the way down to the bottom of this wave, and I don't know how he managed to pull that board under his feet. But let the fireworks fly. Splitting the peak with Italo was Miguel Pupo. Nice opening turn, blasting the tail out. You hear the crowd just going berserk with every turn. Ooh, and there's the sigh. The letdown, you hear the scream go up. Miguel was on his way to what could have possibly been that 9.5 he needed. You've got to finish your wave if you want to get in the excellent range. All right, everybody, on your feet, hold your breath. Here we go. Filipe Toledo, what's he got? Goes to the air, frontside air reverse, lands nicely, almost takes out Pupo, and he's got more. Little tail drift, get into the inside section, blows the tail, goes down.
Well, that wave, that very last section got soupy and wonky. It didn't really give him that energy he needed to get projected back out into the flat.
What a
so
great heat.
Filipe not able to execute that last move. You can see he's pretty dirty about it. But I think the damage is done.
This Brazilian cheerleader is going to have sore arms by the end of this thing.
Italo, he needs a 9.7.
What was that?
That was such a tough aerial to land. It was very awkward how he kind of punted right in the middle of that section and landed in the flats. It was kind of painful to watch. So it wasn't the smoothest air we've ever seen, but the athleticism from Italo just never disappoints.
So cool.
So much effort, huh, Chris? And then here from the exact opposite technique. Look how buttery Miguel is. Very smooth, perfect timing. Watch the button right here. Destroyed. Spray out the back again. So I love Miguel's timing, but again, if he's going to get a 9.5 or whatever he needs, he has to be perfect. And then another manufactured error. This is an awkward section. He doesn't care. He's just got so much talent. He boosts, in a really bizarre part of the wave.
That was crazy.
That was anything but a ramp, wasn't it? He just said, I don't care, I'm going to pop right in that mid-lip line. And then he whips into a really cool tail slide, but look at this soupy, weird section. So he didn't get that nice reflection that he needed to push him back on the wave.
With these three surfers, and I'll tell you what, the beach is dead silent right now waiting for these scores.
Pretty amazing. And there's a lot on the line. I know Filipe is going for the title, but Miguel Pupo, he's down at 26 in the ratings. Italo, he was tied with Josh Kerr for 8th. He's going to pass him.
All right, so we are going to let these judges regather themselves. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with results of Heat 1, Round 4. Stick around. More action to come live from Lower Trestles.